Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to another episode by the Pokemonster. In today's video we're going over some cards that I purchased over the last 2 weeks. Gonna tell you some purchase stories and some stories about the cards, reasons why I picked them up. And without further ado, let's dive straight into it, starting with this first Apom card. It's a Yukamori claymation artwork. I sold one or two of these cards and the buyer told me a very interesting story. There is even in Japan an entire museum where these figurines that are used to create the artwork on the card are displayed. This artist is very known for creating artworks like this. Basically they're clay figurines put in a realistic environment and then they're being photographed to create the artwork, being photographed from different angles. So I thought that was a really cool story. We have a art rare Japanese Vampy over here. I've been stacking up on new art rares lately. I have a pile of art rares and that shrink a little bit, so I had to get back to it. We have a Pachirisu, it's a really cool card. I must say, in terms of value, they came down a little bit, the Japanese art rares of the Scarlet and Violet era, as we have a reboot here. The Manaphy is from the Sword and Shield era, it is from Crown Zenith / V-Star Universe. All these art rares unfortunately came down a little bit in price, but that doesn't stop me from buying new ones. The lower the price you get into it, the lower the risk of the downside. I've purchased a lot of these Manaphys, for example, for $4 or $5 and now they're $3, maybe $4, so 20% down. I keep buying them. I think they're cool cards and in the future they will just be fine. Then we have the Minun and the Plusle. Really great cards. Unfortunately, just like the previous time also, the Minun appears to be damaged many more times than the Plusle somehow. I had 3 Minuns and 3 Plusles and 3 Minuns plus this one is already damaged and 4 non-damaged Plusles. So I don't know why or how. We have an Arbok, really great card, never had this one, it was about 8 to 10 bucks and it is now half the price, only 4 to 5. Easy moments to pick them up. The Slowpoke, same story, and I think the Drowsy from Scarlet and Violet base has the same story going about it as well. I think personally this is a really cool artwork. I purchased them for 6, 7, 8 bucks, sold them for 10 bucks. The price came down now. I think I paid 4 for this one, and I'm gladly picking more up of this. As long as the price is down or goes even further down, because I think it's just a really great card. I think it's also great to grade some of these cards, so I'm not putting them up all for sale. There will be some cards that I'm going to save for later when PSA comes to Europe. I think that is still a thing, it's still on their website in 2025, this year even. But on the other hand, I also heard from people that the waiting queue for PSA is really 5 months already again. People have to wait almost half a year to get their cards back. That is obviously for the bulk grading. You have also the express option, but to use the express option for these cards is just not viable. Unless you really want it in your own collection and you want to spend more money instead of waiting time. I'm the other way around, I don't mind waiting. As we have one of my favorite new cards from Battle Partners, it's the Wailord. And of course, you know, we have one of my favorite cards of this entire block, the Scarlet Violet era. It is the Tyranitar art rare. How are sales going? Well, you can definitely feel it this summer, but I have to admit in June I sold for about... And I thought, oh, this is so much less than the months before. But then in the first 2 weeks of July, the volume of the sales spiked up again. And now last week I have not been listing so many cards, so the volume is a little bit down again. That's my own mistake. I think if I list more I will sell more. But there are very long waiting times when I order Pokemon cards. People tend to not ship them out immediately. I go to the postal service office every day of the week, 5 days a week, let's say. If you order today, it will go in the mail today or tomorrow. And those people where I purchase the Pokemon cards, they don't send the cards for 3 days. And so if they put it on send, it will still take a couple more days before it arrives at my house. Anyways, I digress. We're going over the Ninetales, picking them up left and right, selling them occasionally. I want a page of this Ninetales in my own art rare binder too. The prices of the Persians came down a lot. I think the Destined Rivals and Team Rocket hype really made it go up. In the end I have 9 left and now I have 1 more. I'm keeping track of all these cards, all these prices, and if there is any significant movement down, I will purchase more and more and more, and if it goes up, I will try to sell a part of it. So as I keep track of all these prices, I went back to Pokemon Card 151 art rares. I thought for these prices are pretty interesting. Unfortunately an Ivysaur and a Wartortle, both a little bit scratched, two minor scratches, maybe 3 minor scratches. I count it as excellent. Purchased them as near mint, obviously. Then I had a bunch of these Charizards. I have told in previous videos I was doing pretty well with these cards. I sold them left and right again. $5 to $6, $7 sometimes. At one point I felt like the market was saturated, so I waited a couple of months and now I'm buying them again and I'm selling them again as well. So this card was a mistake to purchase. It has a lot of whitening. The owner didn't tell it. It was listed as near mint. I tried to sell it again, but I think I will have a hard time doing so. Then we have one of the cheapest rainbow rares. I made a shirt about it 2 to 3 years ago. $3 to $4, something like that. I think that is the cheapest rainbow rare that you can find at the moment, and at that point as well already. So I'm doing pretty well in the celebrations cards. You will see some more in the video. We have the Delphox V and the Articuno art rare, one of my favorites. I need to get the Zapdos SAR from 151. I have it already, but I want more. And then I need also the Team Rocket's Moltres. I really want to stack up on all these birds cards. I did it the same with Tag Team GXs a couple of years ago and it turns out to go pretty well for me. So then we have another stack of cards here. Starting with another Aipom, Ammonite, Caterpie, some more 151 cards as you can see. A Raichu. I purchased this Raichu art rare for $6-7. It came up to $12-13. It came down to $8, $7, $6. So I purchased some more for $6. I'm gonna try to sell it for $8, 10% discount if you order for more than $50. But I still have the ones that I have in my binder. I have a complete art rare binder. If you're interested, I can link the video up here. But you can also just subscribe to the channel and see in future videos how that progression of the binder is going. So I started to buy some more Mewtwo GXs. I started to open my own binders last week and I thought, okay, these cards are really nice. I purchased them 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago. Which ones do I want to take a look at again? Because if it's stored in the binder, I'm not really keeping track of the prices anymore, only if I am actively trading with it. And the result was one of these Mewtwo's. I paid $3 to $4 for it. I'm gonna try to sell it for 10 to 20% profit again. Really great card. If I find more for this price, I will put them back in the binder. So what about the trainer galleries? Well, the trainer galleries are not really moving that well for me anymore. I'm really not sure if it is about the price. I tried to mark it up 20% for what I paid for it, something like that, 10% discount, orders above $50. But it just dried up. People are not really interested in buying them all anymore. The Galarian galleries do pretty well from time to time for me. And we have a Blastoise here. It is starting to get so hyped. People are buying it like crazy. And I see in my other pile there are a lot more. This could easily get a PSA 9, PSA 10. It's a very clean card. No whitening, no nothing. Centering is decent. And I'm buying them in 8 at a time, 5 to 8 at a time. There is another one. I have a couple more in the other stack that we're going over like in a minute. Here we have some other cards, but my conclusion, people are starting to buy really celebrations now. The UPC is going up in price like crazy too. 2 to 3 weeks ago I was still doubting and hesitating whether to buy a Celebrations collector's chest. I unfortunately didn't do it. It went from $70 to $90 already. Luckily for me, I have a couple of these chests already and the UPCs, a couple of UPCs as well. In fact, a friend contacted me. I'm not sure if I already told it in the previous episode. I don't think so. He contacted me. Hey man, can you find these cards for me? So he wanted 2 times the Celebrations Pikachu, the birthday Pikachu. He wanted a Gardevoir, Tapu Lele, Dark Gyarados, a Venusaur and a Blastoise. and I purchased it for him for like 80 bucks. It was 75, he said here's 80 for the effort. I was like, okay, thanks, and no problem, any day. And I put it aside for him, and yeah, he also has a collector's chest over here. And he has already a Rayquaza and a Magikarp standing here, because I put everything aside for him. But it's really cool, everybody is getting back into celebrations. As we move over to the Evolutions Chansey, really gorgeous copy. I think it might get a PSA 9, it might get a PSA 8. There's one small print line. Centering, yeah, up to discussion, you know, it's not perfect. But no whitening, really clean card, great card as well for collecting purposes. I might go back to evolution cards too, the holographics. I feel like I want to buy some more Zapdoses and Gyarados though. So here we have some Galarian galleries, trainer galleries, Rocket Zapdos. This is a really gorgeous card too, in the real version too. This is the reprint Celebrations. It has the Rocket Grunt stamp up there, and then it's, yeah, the holo foil of the real one is really cool too. I think in the real version even it's a really underpriced card still. Maybe it went up during the Team Rocket and Destined Rivals hype. I have not checked it currently, the real version price. We have a Scizor Full Art, doing really great for me. I do like it myself as well, but I stopped collecting Full Art cards a little bit. My faith in the financial future of it, the financial value, it dropped. The longer I started to collect, the more it dropped. For collecting purposes, it is great to have one in your because you need it if you're a set collector. But I'm not sure if there are that many people that want the Full Art cards anymore in mass for, yeah, investing purposes, let's call it like that. So here we have a lot of Galarian galleries. I need to put them online again. There was a guy that purchased for 70 bucks a lot of them, like really a lot, almost the entire yellow border except for the Pikachu and such. So I need to put them one of them up again. Then we have 151 reverse holos, great cards, a Bidoof, Galarian gallery. Probably purchased it like this. I was searching for a Bidoof. Oh, the guy has 151 reverse holos, very cheap. Let's purchase it all together instead of only the Bidoof, and I can now divide the shipping cost, what I pay for 4 cards instead of only 1 card, over 4 cards. I can make a little bit of profit on these cards because I am the one stacking up on them, and then people search for it on Card Market and they want to buy it from one seller all at once. A lot of card shop owners are saying that as well. The bigger the inventory, the more sales you make. Alright, so that was a pretty cool stack, wasn't it, guys? And then we have one more stack, and I have 2 special items that I want to show you at the end of the video. So here you can see, I told you just a second ago, we have the Blastoise, Venusaur. Then I sold one of these friends in Alola, and I saw a huge price increase. I'm talking about this card now for a couple of weeks, and I started purchasing it 16 bucks, 20 bucks, 25 bucks. And the lowest listing is now, I believe, 30 bucks. And then shipping. So it's a crazy card. I put the rest of them in my collection. I'm not gonna sell anymore. Specifically since the Japanese version ungraded is already up on Card Market for 2,500 euros. The PSA 10 goes for 3,500 euros on Card Market. There are only 3 or 4 available in Japanese, and then these are drying up in Chinese as well. It is from the first anniversary Chinese gift box, a promo. And as there are now friends in Paldea, Hisui, Sinnoh, Galar, I think this one is really a must-have if you collect all these cards, and if you can't afford the Japanese one anymore, I can't at least, then this is a perfect alternative, and I think I'm not the only one stacking up on these. Great cards. Then we have an experience share, and I think I still needed this from my Battle Styles collection, but I could be mistaken. And then I have purchased it for 8 bucks or so. I'm not sure if I will ever be able to sell it for 8 bucks or more. So I hope I don't have it in the binder. It was blind purchase. We have 2 more Raichus that go into the collection probably. I have to check for the Raichus as well if the pages are filled already. I have 18 of these or 16. I want 18. So, and then we have the Misty's Lapras. There's one more on the way for 21 days already. I don't get a reply from the seller. I hope I don't get scammed. It's a gorgeous card going immediately into the collection. Alongside the one that you saw before, the Misty's Psyduck. Gonna purchase some more of those. Another Lily's Ribombi, really great card. A Roxanne, which I'm hesitating whether to put up for sale or not. It has one print line. Do I really care about one print line? I know for certain not all my cards in my 4 trainer binder are PSA 10, and it doesn't have to be, but it should be at least PSA 8. That's what near mint means, between PSA 8 and 10. So then we have one of those beautiful, gorgeous Fuart Unknowns. And for the second part of the video, let me actually change the light settings up, and let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of this light setting compared to the other one. I think the colors are more bright and beautiful, but I could be mistaken. We have a Brock's Amistar here, Vending Series card, first edition. I think these are only created in first edition, but great card for the collection. I have Brock's Kabutops, I now also have Brock's Omanyte. The first Licious Appeal that I purchased from Surging Sparks. I tracked the prices of this card too, and it was always too expensive. The Jasmine went from $6 to $2 to $3. Well, the Licia stayed up there between $8 and $6, and I purchased this one still for $6, but I don't know if it keeps its value or it will drop, and I don't mind either, to be honest. This will disappear into the binder, but it's nice for documentation to know. So we have one more Venusaur. I'm not sure if I'm gonna sell all these other Blastoises. Maybe I will stack up on them a little longer. Science Celebrations is doing nice. So we have the Denny with the trainer, a great card. I purchased a sold a lot, and now I decided I'm gonna keep it for in the 4 trainer binder. One more lady. I told in previous episodes, the collection videos, I'm not a fan of this one anymore, but if someone has it in their inventory, yeah, let me purchase it if it is the right price, no problem. Here we have the Marnie's Morpeko, great card, pulled it from a box myself. You think a box? Yes, from the rifle deck, the Marnie's rifle deck. We have one more Shining Magikarp, great card, purchased for 22, sold a couple for 26. And I'm not selling them anymore. This one is just like the Venusaur and Blastoise going into the collection. I have a Japanese Magikarp, a Japanese Rayquaza. I really want to have a Japanese birthday Pikachu. I have 28 of the English ones, since the Umbreon is underway, but I will tell you more about it in another episode. That status has been paid for 10 days already as well, so I really hope the guy will ship it to me. We have one more Friends in Alola, and this one also really pops off in this light setting, guys. Really gorgeous card. And the texture is magnificent as well. Yeah, I think I have just a feeling, I told it to the guy who purchased my last one that I put up for sale. I said, I think this is going to be a great card in the future, but we will see. Misfortune Sisters, great card, Lost Origin. I'm purchasing here and there a couple. Arizu. Oh yeah, so what happened? Hey, are you in for trades as well? I said yes, but I'm not sending first. And obviously I only collect full art trainers. So if it is not full art trainers, the trade need to benefit me a little bit. If it's full art trainers, I will be willing to do 1-for-1 trades. So he showed me a couple of cards, also really great cards, and I started to talk with the person, and he was doing a lot of Flesh and Blood and Magic the Gathering. And at one point he said, I'm not willing, I don't need any cards from you anymore, but you can still purchase mine. And I was like, that's not the purpose of trading, bro. But anyways, what is your asking price for these 4 cards? I was a bit reluctant, I was a bit hesitating whether I got scammed right there and then, but because it was kinda like friends and family payment, and he could just take off into the sunset and never hear from him again. But in the end, yes, I paid it. $20 I believe, maybe 21, 22. I don't know, and then I got these cards straight into my collection. Really great purchase, nice condition. We have one more Roseanne's backup. we have an Eevee promo. So this is a pretty stupid story. I started to purchase them for 8 to 10 bucks on release day, and they are now lowest listing $2 to $3. So I purchased let's say as many as I could, and there are now 10 to 12 on the way for 2 to 3, maybe 4 or 5 bucks including shipping each. And I was able to sell some of the first ones for 10 bucks, maybe some with 10% discount, 9 bucks again. So I'm now having almost double the amount that I already had for the same price. So I'm very glad with that. But on the other hand, yeah, it's just a shame. I purchased I think 6 for 60, and now I have 13 more for 40. Last but not least, I purchased the Prismatic Evolutions sealed promo, and now I purchased the Destined Rivals sealed promo. 8 to 10 bucks a piece, I think, for a promo of an ETB that is really pricey. But I had to do it, especially the prismatic ones. They're pretty much starting to get a little bit older now, and the prices aren't dropping. In Sword and Shield era terms, the ETB promos were 1 to 2 bucks, but within a couple of weeks or a couple of months. And these ETB promos just stay up there in price, and the Surging Sparks one is a little bit dropping now. I'm gonna purchase some of the Magnetons. But yeah, I just took the gamble, and it could be that these go half in price or in the Eevee Prismatic ETB promo as well, but I don't really mind. These are for the collection again. This entire pile is for the collection again. So we go over to the last two really, I think, special items I want to show you today. It took me a while to get motivated to start recording videos again this week, guys. So if you want to help me get motivated, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody that is still watching so far. And for this, well, you can see it in front of you. They're Giovanni promo cards. What is the idea behind it? As you know by now, I'm really a coffee enthusiast. And this promo, again, someone that purchases cards from me a lot, showed me that he said, hey, you know these cards? I said, no, I don't know anything about it. So he researched it for me and dropped me some links, and yeah, it is a really great card. It's a Pokemon, and then they are collaborating with a coffee space, with a cafe. So if you order 2 of these coffees, I believe, you get it like this. The coffee's inserted there, obviously. I think these are the bottles. And it comes along with one Giovanni promo with the boss stamp. And I thought it was really cool. Most people that get this get the promo sealed, but not the entire package. I thought it was a nice addition. You have the orange one and the green one, I think. I'm not able to translate it. But yeah, here you see it is in commemoration of the Team Rocket release, I imagine. Giovanni casually drinking a cup of coffee. Now I have 2 orange ones. I purchased them from French for about 12 bucks a piece, including shipping. The price dropped to 8 bucks a piece on Card Market as we speak. I might try to get the orange one, and these will stay in the collection as well, so I don't mind having paid 20-30% extra. Now I have a couple of really cool video ideas. There is a lot more stuff that came in. I already showed you the Pichu PSA 9, PSA 10, PSA 9 in the frame that came in, but there are a lot more display items and also graded Pokemon cards that we will talk about in upcoming videos. Thanks everybody yet again so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the content, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Have a good weekend.